if I told you that the secret to growing your business isn't found in another marketing strategy or sales technique, but in recognizing the divine power that is already within you? Well, in today's Wisdom Wednesday, we're going to explore how developing an awareness of your own divinity isn't just spiritual talk, it's the foundation of authentic entrepreneurship that attracts abundance effortlessly. I am Gloria Grace Rand, a founder of Align to Shine Academy, where we empower women over 50 to embrace their divine purpose and shed limiting beliefs, creating lives filled with self-love and meaningful connections. And I believe we are all spiritual beings at our core, and we are connected to a divine presence. I call it God, you may call it source or the universe or even your higher self. And if you don't believe that we are connected to a divine source, well, you know what? That's okay too. I hope you'll stick around anyway and keep an open mind. So I love this topic because something that I wrote about in my book, I call the love method. And love is an acronym, and the E in love stands for embrace your divinity. So this is something that I have practiced that has really transformed my business. I've been teaching it to other women, and it's helped them as well. And it really does leads to abundance. It leads to opportunities, because when you really start to, grow in this awareness that you are not just this human being here today, gone tomorrow, that you are eternal. And I also believe that not only are we eternal and we have this divine presence within us, but that divine presence is love. We are made of love. We are energy, and that energy is love. And when you embody that and continue to grow it and express it, I'm telling you, just amazing things happen. You get opportunities. And I'm going to share some more of that in a minute, but I want to share also today, just share a little bit about what inspired me today to talk about this. And it was the daily word from Unity. That's where I get my ideas for these Wisdom Wednesdays. And today's word was grow, but it's about growing in that awareness of our divinity. So here's the message, in case you don't subscribe. So I'll share it with you. It says, as a tree grows upward, its branches spread wide and its trunk reaches skyward. At the same time, it grows downward, its roots extending into the earth from which it grows stable and draws its sustenance. I can describe my spiritual growth in much the same way. I have grown upward, learning, loving, giving, and taking my place in the world. I have also felt my roots of spiritual living grounding me in my identity as a divine being. It is from this awareness I draw spiritual sustenance and find my stability in God. My growth is ongoing. The deeper my roots extend, the further I can reach. As I realize my divinity fully, I use my spiritual gifts to live and love fully and bless the world around me. And that's what it's about. That's really what it is about. Because again, being able to embrace and express your divinity in the world, frankly, it gives you the confidence to show up as yourself, as your higher self, where you can just be you. You can, owning this divinity, owning this divine presence of yours, and to really embody that it just allows you to show up in the world in a much more powerful way. It empowers you. It really does, because think about it. If you just are going around as just, a normal human being, okay, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, and, and maybe even sort of days. But when you own the truth of who you are, that you are connected to this divine presence, like I say, I believe it is love is who we are. That's who we are. We are love. We are made of love. We embody love. We are love. And when you show up in the world embodying love, that is such a high vibration that you are going to naturally attract other wonderful opportunities and abundance and people who are also vibrating at that high vibration of love. So I mentioned at the beginning of this, I was going to share some examples of that. So for me personally, but I know it's also happened for some of my clients as well. But for me personally, just recently, I guess it was last week, and then yesterday I had a conversation with a lovely woman who saw me on LinkedIn and connected with me on LinkedIn, and she wanted to invite me to be one of the speakers at her upcoming virtual summit to help women who are dealing with, women professionals and entrepreneurs, those dealing with stress and burnout. And we had a lovely discussion yesterday. I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I'm gonna do that. So that's gonna be happening in the end of March. I'll be posting about that later. But that's, a cool thing. And that's just because I've been showing up as myself and showing up with love in my heart, in my being. And that's what I encourage you to do too, to really start tapping into that. And I actually wrote a blog article not too long ago where I talked about this, that one of the ways that you can start to connect with your higher self, with your divine self, and actually I talk about this a lot on my podcast, and it's in my book as well, is to spend time getting to know your higher self, getting to know that divine self. And a couple of the best ways to do that are, number one is to practice mindfulness. So what does that look like? It's spending time in meditation. I love meditating. That's what I do every morning. It could be going out for a walk, spending time in nature, just spending quiet time where you can be still and know, as the saying goes, to be still and just allow that inner wisdom to start coming through to you. Journaling is also my other wonderful go-to way of being able to connect. And what I mean by journaling, there's lots of different ways to journal. There's, gratitude journaling. There's just kind of journaling like about your day. But I'm talking about, and I just realized I've never really clarified this before. So I'm talking about free flow journaling, writing without stopping, handwriting preferably, because that really there's a better connection with your brain when you do it handwriting as opposed to typing on a keyboard. So handwriting and just writing without stopping, keeping the pen on the page or the pencil on the page, even if you don't know what to say. And you can say, I don't know what to write right now. I don't know. This is a stupid practice. I don't like it, but I'm going to keep doing it because Grace said to do it. And I'm just going to keep journaling. And I'm hoping that eventually something is going to come through. And oh my gosh, I wonder if I should do this today. And that's what happens, is when you start writing like that, even if you don't know what to write, is all of a sudden it starts this connection, and then it starts opening up these ideas that will come to you. And it's because you're just putting yourself in that zone. So those are a couple of my ways to start to connect and start dis not discovering, developing. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Developing a relationship with your higher self, with your higher power. Again, God, source, universe, whatever word you want to use. Just know that when you do that, I really believe it just opens you up to so much goodness, prosperity, abundance, whatever you want to put it. And you show up better in your business. You show up better in life. You show up in a more fully. And yeah, it just I really do feel that people will resonate with you much more than they might have otherwise. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. Comments if you think I'm totally off the wall or not, or maybe you've experienced this already. And I would love to hear from you. So yeah, connect with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, what have you, and let me know what you think. So that's going to do it for today. And I will see you again next week. Take care.